Back in the day, Kendrick Lamar linked up with DJ Vic One for an interview, and they ended up doing a Q&A since Vic had questions for Kendrick from Twitter users. But even if the questions he picked were all negative, Kendrick initially tried to play it cool.
On time.
Questions from not the Kendrick Lamar fan. Are you going to slow your raps down anytime soon? It's a real question, bro.
As soon as I slow his mom's down, anytime sooner than that.
Next question comes from We Hate Kendrick. If you don't blow up, can Vic One take this video offline? Would you get mad?
I'll be pissed off because you be rocking me right now.
Right. So I'm like just faking it.
Yeah, right. You ain't really done.
You are faking it. You're faking it right now.
Homie.
With the annoying questions and sus Twitter usernames, Kendrick soon caught on to what was going on and had to call Vic One out for cherry-picking questions from his haters only.
Last question for Kendrick right here. Kendrick Sucks.
These motherfuckers some real haters, man.
Yeah,
why you picking these people?
Yeah, they just hit me up, bro. It's the only ones.
Getting me hot.
Okay,
they just hit me up, bro. They said this is not rad music, bro. They said, bro, this music is not rad, bro. Like, I just think it's so telling to me from an interviewer perspective. Because listen, I'm someone. It's not my like forte, but we've done interviews, and when we have people on the show, I always feel like it's best to just have like a conversation. Whenever it feels like too interviewee, or you ask questions that are like been asked a million times, it does feel like there's a lack of chemistry. It feels like forced. It feels like formulaic, and that's how you can get like a stunted interview. But on the other end of the spectrum is people that aren't good at interviewing people, so they do this shit on purpose because whether they think it's like funny or they think like, oh, the people will eat this up, and they don't have any actual skill in interviewing anyone. They don't have any thought-provoking questions that 9 million other people didn't already ask them. So this is the route they go because they're not even skilled. For some reason, they got a job on the radio because they know somebody, not because they're actually good at interviewing people.
This is the last question, bro. Do you feel like you're overrated, bro?
No.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
What's the right here, bro? Kendrick Sucks.
See, I shouldn't even be.
Right. That's what's gay as fuck. It's like, really, their usernames are Kendrick, not a Kendrick fan. Kendrick Sucks. Like, stop it, bro. Stop. You're asking the question you want to ask, and that's another thing I was gonna get into because in later interviews, salute Cole. In later interviews, that's a tactic people do. When they go, so some people have said, what would you say to the people that it's like the people? Are you asking the question or not? I can't stand that. It's like, bro, just ask the question. If you have the question, just ask it. Don't be like, so some people, what would you say? What would your response be to the people that say you fell the fuck off or this album sucks? Like, are you saying that? Why don't you just ask them, like, so I think this album sucks. What would you say to that? Like, they don't have the balls to do that. So they try to like get the question in there, but they like pussyfoot around asking the question and try to be like, so some people have said, like, really? What people? What people are those? You mean you? I hate that, bro. I hate it.
Answering these questions because I feel like these motherfuckers are just trying to sabotage my character and not be aware of what I'm doing.
Thank you for all the Twitter questions for making this extra.
And that's the only ones, bro. And I love the response that Kendrick had right there because it's like he laughed it off. So it's like, honestly, when people try to like disrespect you, there's a couple options. I always feel like, sometimes people, and I fall into this trap too, where you try to you go like tit for tat, or trying to like come back with a good zinger type of shit. But honestly, the best thing I feel like to do to someone, especially like in an interview setting that's being disrespectful, is just give them dead silence, or ask them to repeat. If they say something like, like just straight, and not even a question, if they say something like disrespectful, like Charlamagne does, ask them to repeat it, but in a tone that that lets them know, oh, I heard what you said, but pardon me, like that, you know what I mean? Like, not like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, like, excuse me, or like, oh, what, like what was that? Make them say it again. Make them say it again, because there's two things that happen. Either they get a lot less confident the second time and it's the same thing like the punchline of a joke, right? It's like, if you have to repeat a joke, never quite hits the same way as the first time. So someone says something being cunty, if you're like, oh, what was that? Look right at them and make them repeat it. And if they say it again with like the same confidence or louder, like an arrogant person, like a Charlamagne will, you know, there's a couple different things you could do. But I thought this was a perfect display of his, like, pretty much like, oh, what was your intent there? Are you trying to what was the exact words he said? Debase his character or something? What
See, I shouldn't even be answering these questions, because I feel like these motherfuckers are just trying to sabotage my character.
Sabotage my character. Perfect. Just say, bro, I shouldn't even be answering that. I feel like you're trying to sabotage my character. Like, that's actually the perfect response to that, for real. And what's it, bro? That's exactly. So, in what sense? Like, you know, I feel like it's always great to like make people elaborate, you know, because sometimes people just try to like, oh, they try to say shit and then like look to someone else like, oh, I got it, or like they're pretty much just like waiting for you to react or take the bait. But if you say something like that, like what's the response if you're just like, oh, in what sense? In what sense? Like, it's like, oh my God. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I feel like these people like this, though, they like, and Charlamagne and shit, like they're hoping that you swing on them. They're the type of people, like, to them, that's just even more content. That's even more people talking about them. Like, they're the type of pussies that, like, they would love to get knocked out. You know what I mean? They would love to get snuffed on camera, because then more people would talk about them, and it's weird, bro. It's a weird world we live in. You know?
Yeah.
All right, there's another one.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Yeah, I might have to go to a different video for real. They sabotage on career. Well, I mean, that's what's weird though to me, is like these all feel like mini humiliation rituals. So that's why I'm like some of these like do they know they're gonna be humiliated? That's what I don't understand. Like, but it happens on such a low level too. Like, imagine being just invited on like a podcast, and then the people like trolling you the whole time, type of shit. It's like, bro, what? Like, just a low level humiliation ritual? Like, what the fuck is this, dog?
You know, it was clear DMX meant every
yeah, there's
word.
a clip. I actually skipped it, but the very beginning of this, 50 Cent is talking to this dude, and the guy literally says, "If you snuff me, I'm up. If you hit me, I'm up." And he's like basically saying, "I'm gonna sue the fuck out of you." He's like, "If you hit me, then I'm gonna go have my homie come hit me and sue you for double the amount." Like that, they're hoping for something like that. Fucking faggots, bro. Fagots.
Completely.
This one, I remember this clip. I think DMX kind of crashes out here, but he has every right to crash out on this lady, because so this is his son, right? That he hasn't seen in a while, and he's trying to like reconcile with his son. And this lady kept being a fucking Budinsky. A Budinsky. She would not shut her fucking mouth. Right? So
alive back in 2019, DMX was reunited with his son Xavier so they could fix their broken relationship. And things took off well until Iyanla started pissing DMX off. She first tried to take his cigarette away like he wasn't a grown man.
I hope you didn't think I didn't love you.
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm sure I made that clear. Like, you know, even just to walk by, I love you. I mean, like, you know, if you said, you know, just that, you know.
Can I hold that for you? Because you're not gonna do that right now. Not right
Why
now.
You just got me. Now you just give me a complex about smoking a
Hey,
cigarette.
come on, let me hold it for you.
Nah,
I
nah,
promise.
Bro. What? Like, look at her. She's like, I'm staring all intently, like I'm so interested in what you're saying. But then needs to be like, no, I'm the power in the room. I'm the authority in the room. Let me hold that cigarette for you because you're not going to do it right now. Like, all right, lady. Are you interested in actually, like, fixing a relationship between these two? Or are you just like, trying to come off as a big wig on your stupid fucking show? You know what I mean?
You know.
Can I hold that for you? Because you're not gonna do that right
Bro.
now. Not right now.
You got me. Now you just give me a complex about smoking a cigarette.
Hey, come on, let me hold it for you.
Nah,
I
nah,
promise. I'll give it back to you.
Let's
I'll
do it
give
clean.
it back
Let's
to
do
you.
it clean.
Let's do it clean. From your
Let's do it
son.
clean. What does that even mean?
Even if X handled that without incident, things soon started getting intense because Iyanla kept interrupting his conversation with Xavier since she wanted to help them understand each other better, but DMX wasn't having any of it.
Why would I bring you around a chick that
Can I just offer you a little
Can I
bit?
talk to my son, please?
Wait a minute.
Can
Let
I
me just,
talk to my son, please?
Can I just offer you some
Lady,
insight?
please. I want to talk to my
But
son.
y'all are talking to each other. Y'all are talking to each other.
Just try to hear her out.
Can I just offer you?
See, that's the problem right there. I mean, every time we try to talk to somebody, there's always a damn interpreter.
There was never any challenging you.
There was
Every
any challenge.
time in the house.
You've never attempted to challenge.
But you're not letting him finish.
Lady, please.
No.
Man,
Hold on.
Listen, this is my son right here. I'm talking to him.
Lower your voice. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, brother.
Lady.
Bro, she's absolutely bugging right now. Bugging. She's just trying to insert herself into like, oh, this is my moment, and you know, it's like let him talk to his fucking son, bro. Like, it's crazy to me.
DMX finally reached his breaking point just a minute later because he totally lost his patience and went off on Iyanla after she tried to help Xavier by mediating the conversation.
The way you would talk made me feel like beneath you. Even what you were saying was good.
Just give me an example of how I spoke to you that made you, you know what I'm saying? Feel like you were, you know.
I mean, it was years ago.
Just one example. Just one sentence. I've done it so much. This is such a major
What
part.
about today?
Lady, shut up, man.
No,
I'm talking about. No, listen, man.
Listen,
man. I'm not going for this.
Don't get. I was talking to
Damn, y'all, for real.
I was talking to Xavier. Like, lady, you really think this is helping anything? He's asking for an example, and then you look. So just think about something like, yeah, he knows he's a grown man. Just like DMX is a grown man. He can hold a cigarette. This lady is fucking bugging. She really thought she could flex on DMX. That's a bar. She thought she could flex on DMX. Bitch, he's the best. Shut up. He's holding a cigarette because he's trying to relieve some stress. Bars.
I was talking to Xavier. I'm not intimidated
You
by
don't gotta be intimidated, man. Stop running your mouth.
What about today?
I'm not even gonna have this debate, man.
What about today?
You do that.
And
We'll talk. When she stop running her mouth.
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
To be fair to Iyanla, DMX was a bit out of line.
No. We're not being fair to this bitch and saying he was out of line. He was not out of line. Could he have handled it a little better? Maybe, but for this scenario, you're not talking to just him. He's fucking talking to his son that they have an estranged relationship, and he's trying to talk to his fucking kid, and you keep butting in because you're like, look at my boots. Look at my boots and my haircut. I know relationships, and I can heal you. You can't do the work without me. You need me to do the work. Shut up. Shut up. Let them talk. And then she's like, you're not letting him to. No, you're not letting anyone talk, lady. Just because you have boots and a funky ass haircut and hoop rings don't mean you know everything. Okay? Flip the table and make a mess. Facts, bro. I'd spin that chair, bro. This chair he's in, I would make the chair spin. Okay? But yeah, this fucking video has a bunch of ads. So we're gonna go to another one, but there's some good ones on here. I can play this first, I guess. The video undead. Put in the chat. Hold on, I gotta go to like videos. Where are they? Where are they?
We're a little bit.
All right, here we go. This is Vic Mensa and DJ Academics.
Repulsed by the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real
Right.
lives are being affected. How do you feel about it?
I wanted to slap you in your face. Honestly, people exactly like you made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. Whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying?
Drill was so hyped up by everyone. I had to give a different perspective. The content was not just negative.
It was just negative. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really think you're a bitch. Who made you eligible to even weigh in? You sitting at a computer,
Everybody weighs in.
fucking typing. You talking about real shit. What you know about that, bro? Those are ballsy things to say, not coming from a ballsy person. It's just kind of sick when it's real people dying young. I'm at those funerals. Man, that's some whole shit. But we should just move on.
We should just move on, bro. I mean, I do agree with what a lot, because I don't know if y'all I don't know how old y'all are. I don't know if y'all remember this, but the first time I ever heard DJ Academics is I had no idea what he looked like. He didn't show his face. It was a lot like the stream you're watching right now, only they were pre-recorded videos, and he covered Chicago drill music and people killing each other, and that's all he did. So okay, so today we got this. So this guy shot at this dude, blah blah blah, and that's all DJ Academics did for like 2 years at least that I know of, and that's how his channel became big, and that's how he even became an authority figure on anything. I don't know how that happened. He must have. Right. I mean, he does. I mean, he is a bitch, but he's like fully aware that he's a bitch. So at this point, like, that's the thing. He wouldn't even argue with you, which is crazy. Like, I don't know. If someone called me a bitch, like, I'd at least be like, you know, maybe like defend myself in some way. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Right, we're gonna go back to the. Oh my god, bro. Oh no. Oh, these are good. This is a go. Okay, I must watch this because this one has clips of the guy I was talking about. The fucking interviewer dude is such a piece of shit. Such a piece of shit. And he's notorious. He does it to everyone, but I know there's gonna be a couple clips in here of this guy.
It's kind of hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality.
What on earth are you on about?
So Lou, bro.
I was referring to an interview given to Attitude Magazine a few years ago.
But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why? Thank you.
Okay.
But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading.
What the fuck? Like, what a weird question, especially Tom Hardy. Like, what? Like, I don't know. He's not even like. Does he even play gay character? Like, I'm trying to think. Well, I guess in Rock and Rolla, he plays Handsome Bob, and then it turns out that he is gay later in the movie or something. But it's not like he's known for. Like, I don't know. It's just such a weird fucking question. So I think the way he handled that was actually, like, right. Like, what else are you supposed to say to that? I guess some people would have crashed out because they would take it as like you're pretty much suggesting that he's gay by asking that. I guess like that's what it seemed like. That's like what the undertone was to me. Like if someone asked me that question, I'd be like, what? Like my first thought is like, why? You're asking that because you think I'm gay? Like what the fuck? So I think that was a pretty good response there. You know.
The script, Did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
What?
No. Not for 1 minute.
When you're reading the script, you think, what are all these women doing here? This is supposed to be a movie for men. What? Bro, what kind of... What? Are you a cyborg, dog? What the hell? Where'd this guy come from? He's like straight from the 40s. He's like, did you think it was strange for there to be women on that silver screen? A woman can't act. A woman can't be in movies. Like, what the fuck?
Women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
Yes, if he can.
No. Not for 1 minute.
You the reason I'm
This guy, I knew by the voice before it even showed him. This fucking guy. I don't know his name, but he is a perpetual cocksucker.
asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing,
bro? That might be the best retort to someone baiting on a field trip. He was like, and you could tell, like, I don't know if this guy wrote this down or if he was just like winging his rage bait bullshit. You would think you would have it prepared if you were gonna ask some retarded shit like this. Like, you'd think you'd at least know ahead of time what dumbass shit you're gonna get into. But you could tell just by the look on his face, right? He's like, Robert Downey Jr. is the GOAT. And yes, he was like, if he was like into drugs and he got arrested a lot and shit like years ago, but he turned his life around and he was like wildly successful. He fucking, honestly, the entire MCU was built off the back of Iron Man. And Iron Man was only so successful because of Robert Downey Jr. He single-handedly is responsible for Marvel's cinematic universe. So this guy's just a piece of shit. And to bring up, like, it all in one sentence, he brings up like your dad, your drug addiction, and your past. And it's like, you can see he's like almost like waiting it out to see, like, is there a question here? Like, where are you going with this type of shit? And then at the end, it's like, you didn't even get anywhere. You're just like, so what about that? It's like, what? Like, you just literally just brought all that up for no reason. And it's like no relevance. There's a way as an interviewer to broach like touchy like subjects and shit. Like, there is a way to you got to just like feel it out in the moment and be like, if it kind of comes around to something where you could segue and be like, you could almost do like a feeler type of like, and see how they react. If they're like, oh, okay, they're not, and you could even put in the question like, yo, I'm not, if you feel comfortable, you could be like, oh, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Like, there's a way to do that type of shit. And this is not how you do it. This is how you do it if you're not a good interviewer and you have no talent. Like I said, this is the thing. For some reason, people with no knowledge, no perspective, no empathy, just no talent of any kind. And they only get these spots on TV or radio because, all these companies are owned by 3 people. The same 9,000 stations, fucking 1,600 newspapers, and they're all owned by 3 companies. So apparently, you just got to know someone to get a job. And then they think this is how you do it, is you just be a piece of shit. and try to get a moment.
In other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
So you think you're done? You think you're done now with the crack cocaine? You think you're done with the hookers and spending time behind? But are you free of that? Are you done now? You think you'll relapse? Like, you might as well have just asked them. You think you'll leave here and go rail a line? Like, what the fuck kind of question is that, dog? What the fuck? Weirdo.
Sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Right.
No.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. How respectful. Not like, fuck you, this interview is over, I'm going out to. He just said, what are we doing? And then he gave a bullshit response. See, he gave him the chance, and this is what I respect. He gave him the chance to be like real, right? Like, and that's why I asked him, like, bro, what are we doing? Like, he gave him a chance to be like genuine, and he gave a disingenuous answer. Oh, well, I'm just asking questions. No, you're not. So he respectfully said bye and left.
Asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Right.
Are you
with Thrivent?
Wow.
Your personal finance.
I just couldn't fathom like being known as the guy that's a douche, a douche interviewer. Like, it's crazy to me because it's like
1969.
You would think, but it's like I feel like that's just what happens these days in anything. It's the same way like we talk about how like battle rap turned into, it was more about moments than the whole like battle overall. I feel like that's just become a thing like with this clip generation. It's all about getting that clip, getting that moment. It's not about having a dope interview all the way through, thought-provoking and like genuine, raw, getting down to some real shit, dropping gems for 25-30 minutes. It's about how can I get like this 20-second clip of someone getting mad or flipping a chair or telling me to F off. Like, that's really what they're going for. And it's pathetic, you know?
But why are you so sure that there's no link?
See, back to this dink.
Between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting.
I'm not biting.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune.
I'm
not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm
well,
asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay, well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine. But you see, Jamie Foxx has said we can't turn our back and say that violence in films.
Well, then you should talk to
we
Jamie Foxx.
Doesn't have a
Damn, yo, hold on. We're gonna go back a little bit. I love how he said, "I'm not biting. I'm not biting. I refuse your question." And Quentin, he actually does this another time during there's a press junket for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And someone asked him about how Margot Robbie, you feel like it was sexist that she didn't get enough screen time in the movie. And Quentin's like, I reject your like. What would you say? What would you? And again, they do what would you say to people that said? And he's like, I reject your premise. I reject your premise. Fire.
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave.
I refuse your question. That's fucking amazing.
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay, well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine. But you see, Jamie Foxx has said we can't turn our back and say that violence in films.
Well, then you should talk to Jamie Foxx. Then you should talk to Jamie Foxx about that.
Right. You're asking me about, well, this guy that starred in your movie, he was in your movie and he was quoted as saying, so therefore I'm going to ask you about an actor who quoted as saying, then talk to him. The fuck? You invited me on the show to ask me about something Jamie Foxx said? then talk to him, bro. What the fuck?
And I think he's actually here, so you can.
I'd love to, but I mean,
He's like, all right, then we can end this. You can talk to him.
you know, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
And I don't want to.
And I don't want to. Amazing, bro. Amazing. He's like, yeah, you're not the master here. I'm not a dancing monkey. I don't have to fucking bow to your every whim. You know? I wish more people would do that. Like, especially, like, that's why I just can't watch fucking Breakfast Club interviews anymore because people are they're so disingenuous, bro. They're so, even fucking DJ Envy, and they have fucking Angela Yee there to, like, to play good cop and shit, and it's like it's just all so disingenuous, and some people, like, who was it? Was that guy? I think it was like Larry Elder or something was on there. Like, he came off so respectful because no matter how much they were just blatantly disrespecting him and talking over him and acting like, you're so dumb, if you think differently, and like he just was so, like, well-mannered and just came off so much better, even though it just always feels bogus to me when it's like a 3-on-1 setup and you have one person that's pretending to be the good cop. It's like, what is this? Is this an interrogation room? It pretty much is the same tactics that they use in the fucking interrogation room. They put your back to the door. They surround you on all sides and shit. They get one person to pretend like they're on your side to try to get you to keep you there in the chair. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie. Make no mistake.
Well, you
And
got
I-
interviews.
yeah,
So-
yeah. This
So
is-
you don't want to talk about anything serious.
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence. I haven't wanted. I've been because the reason I don't want to talk about it because I've said everything I have to say about it.
Okay. Wait, what's not fire? My bad. Hold on. I'm reading the comment. Tarantino defended. Nah, I know. Look. I'm not here to despite popular belief, you don't have to agree with everyone's opinions on everything to agree with them in one instance. I can agree with him in one instance in this interview setting, and also like his movies while not agreeing with him in other aspects. Okay. Salute, bro. Salute. I hate when people don't answer shit. No. There's a right and wrong way to answer a question, bro. You're not gonna know who is feminine. The interviewer's feminine, bro. And you're behind. Okay, yeah, you good. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, no, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, there's no way you're siding with this dude in the glasses. The rose battle. Okay, all right, I'm gonna keep playing some of this.
If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me and they can look for 20 years what I have to say about it. I haven't.
That's facts. That's facts, bro. That's what I don't get. I don't understand why invite someone on an interview and ask them about something they've answered 100 times, and you know the answer. You can literally look up what they said about a situation, and you're gonna ask them about it again. You're not not to delve into it, not to get more perspective. Just because you want them to re-say what they said somewhere else, you want them to say it on your show. It's like, but they've already said that same thing. That's why it's like every fucking interview just feels like cookie cutter. It's the same shit. Or they do this rage baiting bullshit. It's like, it's one or the other. It's the same cookie cutter interview and they ask the same bullshit they've answered 100 times, or they do some rage bait and try to get like a moment. It's like, there's never any like authenticity about it.
My opinion, one iota.
No, but you haven't fleshed it out. That's the
it's
only reason.
not my job to flesh it out.
No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And
That's
I'm
all,
shutting your butt down.
And that's
and I'm shutting you down. Let's go.
That's entirely your. That's entirely
This
your.
is a
your
commercial
right.
from my movie.
No, I know, but it's my job to try and explore some serious.
Right, bro. He's there to promote a movie, okay? And there's violence in the movie, just like there's violence in a lot of movies. I hate when they fucking do that. I hate when they only do that to certain people, certain directors, because I'll tell you right now, if it's like depending on the director. If it's Clint Eastwood, right? If it's a Clint Eastwood movie, they're not going to bring up violence. You think violence in Western films, you think all the violence in Western movies that you and John Wayne and the like, you think that has led to people like, no, they would never ask Clint Eastwood that. So why the fuck are you asking this person that?
Themes as well, I'm sure.
Well, I invite you to explore some serious things, but not things that I am already been on the record for talking about.
Well, violence is such a big part of all of your movies, and it's it's an enjoyable part of your movies for so many people, and that's why I'm talking about this, because it's a very sensitive time at the moment. I mean, the vice president is talking to people.
It's a very sensitive time, bro. That could be said about any point in history. Any point throughout American history, you could say, is a sensitive time. There's never been a time of no crime or violence. What are you talking about?
People in the movie industry today about violence in response.
And you know where I stand on it,
which is that there's no relationship. And
yes,
but you haven't said why you think there's no relationship.
There's always been violence in movies. Go back to like the earliest fucking film, Ben-Hur, one of the all-time classics. What's it about? Gladiators. Fighting and death. One of the classic themes in all movies. Go back to the original Scarface in the fucking 30s. The 30s. Violence. Okay? It's a part of storytelling.
Your damn business what I think about that.
Well, it's my job to ask you why you think
that. And I'm
you're very influential.
No. And I'm shutting you down.
You have a responsibility as a filmmaker.
I'd respect that more, at least. Like, if you ask them about, like, so what's up with this foot thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, there's a way you could lead into it, though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd be like, listen, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big foot guy, but like, yo, this scene, this girl, I'm like, yo, the sound book, Selma Hayek, and From Dusk Till Dawn, I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. Never been a foot guy. That one scene, Selma Hayek and From Dusk Till Dawn, that she was at her peak, at her prime, and it's funny actually. Quentin Tarantino, he didn't even direct that movie. Robert Rodriguez did. So I don't know if he did it like he did his buddy a favor, and he's like, so in this scene, you're gonna run liquor down your body, and he's gonna suck it off your toes. I don't know if that was in the script or what, but I ain't mad at it. I'll tell you right now.
Surely to explain a little bit.
No, I don't have any responsibility to you to explain anything I don't want to.
No, not to me, but to your viewers, to your fans. To people who
they know
care about what it is that you're doing.
They know where I'm coming from. And I have explained it, and I have explained even what you're talking about. I'm just not giving it to you because I don't want to, because I've done it already. I have explained this many times in the last 20 years. I just refuse to repeat myself over and over again because you want me to.
Yeah, bro. Yo, isn't that I was gonna say Seinfeld, but wait, is that in Shallow Hal when he's like, her second toe is bigger than her big toe? Her second toe is bigger than her big toe. That scene when she's in the back of the pussy wagon and she's like, wiggle your big toe. Yeah, she's got some nasty fucking bird feet, dog. Bird, that's a huge bitch
for you and your show and your ratings.
Okay, well, no, it's not about our ratings.
No, it is. It is about you want me to say it for you, for your show, this show right here, right now.
Well, look, this is a news program. It's not a film program, so we explore serious themes. That's the difference.
Exactly. Yeah. But you want me to do what I've already done before, and I am refusing.
Wow, what a smug way to get that. He's like, so this is the news, so we do serious things here. It's not film. It's not like it's silly films that you make. Yeah. This is serious time. Okay, bro.
Imagine being
like, just look at you. Just look at it. Like, nothing about you is serious, okay?
You can't do
nothing. Well, it just went into this video, but well, fuck, I think there's only a couple left anyway. I don't like that one. Jesse Eisenberg. I want the Mike Tyson one so good.
Do you think that the public will perceive you any differently after all that's been in the news about you?
What are you referring to specifically?
Referring to the the drinking problems, referring to what's been called the anti-Semitic rant, referring all those things. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's almost 4 years ago, dude. I mean, I've moved on. I guess you haven't.
Well, I'm just wondering if you think that the public has moved on and will perceive you in the same light.
What, bro? How are you gonna ask someone? So those things that happened 4 years ago, it's like, buddy, you're late. You missed the boat. If you got Mel Gibson on, I'll give you like a year, okay? If you had him on even up to a year after some of this shit, you could ask them about it. 4 years later, you want to bring it up and go, but do you feel like the people have moved on? Oh yeah, and what a great way to bring it back up again. You think they moved on while I'm reminding people of all the things you said? It's like, what other objective is there other than to try to rehash some shit and like get people riled up all over again about the drunken mistakes his dude's made in his past? Like, what other objective is there than to rehash it?
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, it is a while back, and I've done all the necessary mea culpas. So, let's move on, dude. Come on.
Let's move on, dude. Fuck, there's another clip from that interview. I want to try to. I've had it somewhere. I want to find it. It's so good. He's like, listen, you get to a point where he's like, you have nothing to fear anymore. He's like, once you've been publicly shamed so much, like I have, he's like, you don't fear it anymore. And he's like, you don't give a fuck. He's like, I've ran out of fucks to give. Okay. So now I'm gonna make movies and you can choose to watch them or not. And he's like, it's freeing. It's freeing to not give a fuck. I'm like, yo, shout out to Melly Gibsons. Racist ass Melly Gibsons. Right. Let's go to this next one. I wish I should have wrote the timestamps down for specific ones, but I'm sure they're in the compilation. So
and pulled up to the Breakfast Club just to cuss Charlamagne out before leaving, to the time NBA YoungBoy threatened to hit Charlamagne with a strap. These are times rappers check Charlamagne the God for being disrespectful. Started things off with Beanie Siegel, because when he was on the Breakfast Club back in 2016, it didn't take 30 seconds from the start of the episode for things to get awkward between him and Charlamagne. Charlamagne the God set the stage for a heated interview by calling Siegel a hater for putting out a Meek Mill diss track just a week after Meek and Siegel were seen in the booth together. Siegel, on the other hand, felt Charlamagne didn't have the right to speak on the matter without first knowing the facts.
Sounding like a hater lately, man.
A hater?
Yeah.
How you say that? A hater?
Because I feel like...
Well, it's weird because Mark Wahlberg, he was facing like attempted murder charges. Do y'all know about this? So when Mark Wahlberg was a teenager, he beat a Vietnamese man half to death, and he was blind. He went blind. I think he beat the sight out of this man, and he did it specifically because the guy was Asian. So he committed a hate crime, and he took this guy's sight. And for some reason, no one ever brings that up when they talk to Marky Mark. No one's ever in an interview with Mark. So about your dark past, right? They never bring that up to him, but they'll be talking to Robert Downey Jr. about him getting drunk and getting arrested. Like, wait. We're just gonna skip over Mark Wahlberg beating a Vietnamese man's eyes out of his sockets? Like, how come no one ever brings that up, dog? And in fact, I'll pull it up if you think I'm capping. If you think I'm just making this up or don't have the facts right, I'll pull it up right now. Mark Wahlberg attempted murder charges. He was facing like 40 years in prison or something. Okay. So real quick, we're gonna take a look at this. So Mark Wahlberg sold drugs, was in and out of jail for theft and petty crimes. In 1986, he was arrested and charged with harassing black students. In 1988, after robbing a liquor store, he was convicted of assault and attempted murder of a middle-aged Vietnamese man who lost an eye during the attack. Okay? It's all facts. I literally didn't make up one part of the story. That's literally what happened. He beat the eye out of a Vietnamese dude's socket. Okay? So, yeah, that's a fact. He did something. He was facing up to 40 years in jail, and all of a sudden this got scrubbed away real nice, and he got like probation for like a year or two or something. I would say, okay, he was 16. He spent 45 days in prison. 45 days for attempted murder. Bro, if I committed a heinous act like that, never mind on top of the fact that it was clearly like a hate crime, and this is what, New York in the 80s? Like, fucking insane, bro. I don't know why more people don't talk about Mark Wahlberg's attempted murder charges. But if you didn't know, now you know. You learn something new every day on a Pickasso stream. But back to Charlamagne the Fraud.
You know, you put out 2 diss records, but then you was in the studio with me like 8 days prior to the first diss record. And I'm like, if anybody else did that, I think you'd be saying that was a sucker move. That's
I don't think you qualified to even say I sound like a hater because you don't know all the particulars. So how you qualified to say I'm a hater? Hate on what?
Well,
and why?
Siegel goes into a bit more detail about what actually transpired between him and Meek Mill, but he also wasn't trying to say too much on it. As a result, Charlamagne pressed Siegel again, saying Siegel is only loyal to someone when he has something to gain, since Meek had just recently featured Siegel on a song, but Siegel didn't appreciate being called a backstabber.
You know, you say I'm not qualified to speak on it.
You're not.
I'm just observing it, but it just seemed like, you know, loyalty with you lies with who's providing you opportunity at the time.
Man, get the out of here, Charlamagne. Provide me what loyalty with who? He ain't provide me no opportunity. He ain't called me and asked me to do that. I did that. I walked into Meek wasn't even there. It was just O'Malley in the studio.
Oh, so O'Malley called you to the studio?
No.
Meek called you to the studio?
No.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Siegel explains that he wasn't even trying to get on the song with Meek, saying he just happened to come to the studio while they were recording it. But 25 minutes into the interview, Charlamagne circles back, accusing Siegel of faking being cool with Meek, despite not liking him. In response, Siegel tries to help Charlamagne understand the situation with Meek better, but things quickly start getting heated.
I know I keep going back to this, but it's true. You was in the studio with Meek 8 days prior.
Did we or did not just answer that?
But you knew he wasn't. You said he wasn't. You didn't think he was real when you was in the studio with him.
All right, put it like this: is Kanye a street?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely
but when
not.
Kanye put that phone call in, you know the stories. Who was there? He put the call in. I was there, strapped tooth to nail, ready to bust ass about the. Is he a part of our family? You understand what I'm saying?
Now, for people that don't know,
You don't. How you don't understand? Because you know why? Because you not from that cloth.
Damn, that's cool. I don't get it.
You not. That's why you don't understand that.
For the last 10 minutes of the interview, it became obvious Charlamagne was trying to get under Siegel's skin by saying stuff to portray him in a negative light.
You remember, because when I hear you talk about the kids' clothes, you remember you did the State Property clothing line. I remember an interview you did where you said they got the little compartments to hide your guns and hide your dope. That looks crazy. And when you
on Gertie's channel, nah, you wouldn't understand. Nah, man. Nah. Man, this is the most evil group of people I ever seen, man. Nah, we're just like that. But we're a family, though. And if y'all, we coming at a strong, man. I can take it, though. God got me.
Be quiet, Charlamagne. Shut up.
Charlamagne then decides to bring up the beef with Meek Mill one more time, but that was the last straw for Siegel because he completely shut Charlamagne down, telling Charlamagne not to play with him since he's really about that life.
If you see like Meek calls you and be like, yo, Mac, what's up? Let's squash this.
Put the phone call in. Let's sit down and talk about it.
in your mind, you still think he's not real. He's a sucker.
Why you keep harping on that? We answered that. We talked about that.
You like
so don't talk out your neck because you want what you want. If you saying you want unity, keep doing that, man. Don't stop playing with me, man. Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders and entitlement. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. Play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
The thing Siegel earlier said about Charlamagne picking on female rappers seems to check out because in another interview with Master P, Charlamagne got checked again for disrespecting a female rapper. In a 2015 Breakfast Club interview with rapper and record producer Master P, things were going well until Charlamagne asked a question about Master P's record label, No Limit Records. Charlamagne wanted to know how the label was promoting their projects, but in the process made some out-of-pocket
"There's no limit, there's no limit"
comments about Mercedes, one of Master P's signed artists.
There was a time when No Limit was dropping every week. It was a No Limit product in stores every week, except for Mercedes. We never saw that, and I always wanted to see that because she had a fat ass.
Yeah, see that, bro.
What?
Man, don't talk about Mercedes.
Oh,
like
my bad.
that.
I ain't know she
Yeah,
family.
so disrespectful. Nah, she ain't family, but still though, with all my people, man, you know how I am. Yeah, but we good, man. I ain't no, you know what I'm saying? You know how we get out.
Charlamagne quickly tried to change the subject to make things less awkward, but Master P wasn't going to let him off that easy, checking Charlamagne and letting him know not to disrespect women like that.
But how was you setting it up though, promotion-wise?
What you mean setting?
Because it was dropping. They were dropping every week. So how was people able to know? Okay, unless you was going to the record
Nah, let's go back to this, dog. Let's respect, because I'm not gonna talk about your sister, your mama.
Gotcha.
We need that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the first thing. Because I know you do your radio thing, and I respect that. But at the same time, Mercedes she a female.
Oh,
She
my
ain't-
fault.
she
Yeah,
ain't-
you're right. But she did look good on that cover, though.
Yeah, she look good. That's your opinion.
But that wasn't the only time Charlamagne the God got checked for playing.
Yeah, I'm glad. See the little fucking games he tried to play. He tried to say some wild shit and then just go. So anyway, when you were dropping every week, I'm glad that guy went. Hold on, record scratch. Let's go back. He said, let's go back to the disrespect. I fuck with that. But okay, hold on. So I do want to get to this specific interview because, like I said, I'm not even like a fan of Logic. I think he's got a couple all right songs. I think he definitely does the I'm half black and I'm half black, and did I mention that I'm half black? Yo, when I splat raps and I'm half black, I'm only half white and I'm half black. Yo, you're mad tight with the raps and I'm half white and I'm half black. And did I mention that I'm half black? Oh, and by the way, like, come, all right, dog, we get it, you know? So, yeah, no, 100%. But that's what he's there for. He's there to be a cunt, bro. And that's why I don't respect, because it's like, if all your ratings, you think, would people listen to the Breakfast Club if they didn't have guests on? If it was just these three dumb fucks? If it was just Charlamagne, Envy, and Angela Yee? You think anyone would fucking listen to that show ever? No. They're using the fan base of hip hop and using the guests that come in there to get the views, and then they disrespect like all the guests that come on. So it just don't make no fucking sense to me. Like, you wouldn't even be able to exist without these people. Half black and a half black. I'm half black in the hatchback. Y'all's ducks, half black. Black. Even my soul is half black. Yo, I put half black on my last app. I get the job done. I even put half black on my last app. Match that. J Profit, everyone. J Profit. I even put half black on my last app. What? I put half black on my last ad. J Profit.
Big of a deal it was and how grateful he was to be there. But immediately, Charlamagne the God set the tone in an odd way, going straight after Logic being biracial.
Dad, I'm Bird.
Let's kill these ads. You gonna make me pay for fucking YouTube Premium again? Just for the ads? Come on, son. Nah, he considers himself a half black, a half white, half black rapper.
If you didn't know, Logic stresses a ton that he's biracial, and it's a very obviously a very big deal to him. So Charlamagne knew what he was doing, but Logic remained calm and kept the interview flowing without trying to argue too much. And things seemed normal, but every once in a while, Charlamagne would either just come at Logic or just act disrespectful in a weirdly casual way about some pretty sensitive topics.
So your brother sold crack? Like what, bro? I don't get it. I don't get it. And you know, I would say, like, oh, wait, you only asking that because he looks like white, but it's Charlamagne. I feel like he would say that to anyone, like, which is just weird. Like, your brother sold crack. So your mom was you were a crack baby. So your mom was addicted to fentanyl when she gave birth to you. Like what? Like, you just say the fucking most random, disrespectful, weird shit. It's like, are you for real right now? This is an interview. You invited me here, okay? You reached out to his like publicist about booking him for the show, and this is the question you wanted to ask him. And also, he like the thing is, not only is Charlamagne a piece of shit racist, but like the things he's saying are also implying that all black people sell crack, are on EBT, on Section 8, or in fucking like project housing. It's literally, so he's like being a piece of shit on multiple levels at the same time. You understand?
Way about some pretty sensitive,
like on the surface, he's like being a dick to some white dude, okay? But on the subtext and underneath it, he's actually being a piece of shit to all races in one go.
Topics.
And technically you are too, because you be doing that skin bleaching, Charlamagne. Don't act like we don't know. Don't act like we don't know. I wish someone would interview Charlamagne and be like, so what's up with you bleaching your skin? You hate your African roots? You hate looking at yourself in the mirror? You say, oh, I wish I was more light skinned. Is that why you bleach your skin, Charlamagne? I wish someone would ask him that.
The main thing that
your brother's a crackhead, right? Bro, I don't give a fuck who it is, who you're talking about. If it's a member of my family and you're talking about, they're a crackhead, right? Even if they were at one point, even if they still are, even if they still smoke crack to this day. You're talking about my family member? They're a crackhead, right? Bro, yeah, you're about to be a crackhead because I'm going to crack you over the head. For real. But like I said, like I'm not even like a big fan of Logic, but I feel like he actually handles this way. So it's like, I don't know. It makes me think, like, is this like purposefully? Do they purposefully do it so that the guest comes off looking better? Is it like part of the publicist team? Is it like a mini humiliation ritual? and then the guest comes out looking better on the other side. Like, I don't know. Or if he's just a dumb and the audience is dum-dums. I don't know.
Charlamagne kept doing, though, was comparing Logic to J. Cole and Kendrick. Then minutes later told him to never compare himself to others, which was very hypocritical. And then when discussing Logic's rough upbringing, Charlamagne asked what some viewers call the worst interview question ever.
Who the hell raped your sister? Bro. What? Hold on, this needs a Pickasso. Genuine
interview question ever.
What? He said it. I didn't make it up. Bro. Boo this man. Are you fucking kidding me? I literally had to make that the thumbnail. Who asks that? Who asked that? So who raped your sister? What? What kind of question is that? Who sexually assaulted your grandma? Dog, what are you doing here? This is a hip-hop interview. You're here to talk about music. And it's not like, you know, like I said, sometimes you can like be talking about a subject. If he was like opening up and talk about something, there's like, I still think there's no good way to lead into that line of questioning. But like some stuff, like I was saying, like Robert Downey Jr., if you're gonna ask him about like his past and stuff, like if he was like opening up and already talking about some shit, there's a way you can kind of broach that line of questioning. This, you just don't go there. Like, what the fuck? What kind of question is that, dog? It's insane.
Somehow Logic was able to keep his cool through this whole interview and didn't really have any issues during the actual interview. But pretty much every single comment on the video was talking about how much of a hater Charlamagne was and how disrespectful he was acting. They also pointed out how well Logic was handling the awkwardness throughout the entire interview. But what's even more surprising is that Logic again appeared on The Breakfast Club just a year later.
So that's an instance where like you'd be 100% justified in crashing out on Charlamagne for that. Do I think Logic, you know, and some people I'm sure they're like, nah, yo, he's pussy, he pussy for not swinging type of shit. I hate that it's like that. It's like, it's either you physically assault someone back for over words, right? It's like you can't win, because then some people will be like, no matter what disrespectful shit people are saying, people like, either a bitch if you don't do something, or if you do, then it's like, oh, he can't handle hard questions, or for like it's fucking stupid. But I do think this is an instance where he actually handled it well, and it worked out better for him. You know, like clearly he recognized Charlamagne is clearly just rage baiting. He's clearly a smug, disingenuous cunt who's just doing it just because. And he didn't take the bait, you know? He didn't take the bait. He just like laughed and smiled and went, yeah, whatever. And it actually, that's kind of what the point of that I wanted to make about dealing with disrespect, disingenuous people, counteracting blatant rage baiting. So this is a perfect example of not taking the bait, not crashing out, and in doing so, it's basically just holding up a mirror to that person's behavior and shit, and it just makes them come off. It makes it so much more noticeable that even if they were being a piece of shit, if you engage in it with them, then people could, it just muddies the waters a little bit. And then it makes like, you know, a lot of people might still be like, nah, he was bugging, he deserved that. But it doesn't have the same effect as if you just don't engage at all. They come off like a super piece of shit.
Even after the question about his sister and all the other disrespect. And in this interview, things seem to pick up right where they left off, with Charlamagne again comparing Logic and his music to Kendrick, and others basically saying he was just biting.
All right.
Now, one thing I noticed about this album, well, I noticed it with the last album. The last album sounds a lot like Good Kid, Mad City. Like a lot of your flows is like real Kendrick.
I wouldn't say it's the flows. I say probably.
I mean, even on this album, you sound a lot like Kendrick, a lot like Cole, even Drake at times.
At times, I guess you could say that.
Again, Logic remained cool and respectful the whole time, and he was actually being nice to Charlamagne. And ironically, after Logic was saying some nice things to Charlamagne, he asked another kind of crazy question.
Now, I saw you do an interview with Vlad TV, and you said that it would be very uncomfortable for you to listen to a gay rapper talking about kissing a dude.
Did I say that?
I don't know.
I thought you said you saw it, Charlamagne.
I said.
What? Whoa. He says like a quote that he said, and then he said, I said that, and he goes, I don't know. What? Did he say it or not? What do you mean you don't know? The fuck? Like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, you said you saw it on Vlad
I don't think I
TV.
said that because I'm comfortable with the gay community. I believe in all people. I will say I don't know exactly how that got written.
Just like with the sister comment, Logic kept calm and was shooting down the homophobia accusations, which was connected to an old tweet, and then he moved the interview forward. But Charlamagne continued being Charlamagne. Like, immediately after this heartfelt explanation of the meaning behind Logic's music, Charlamagne just kept trolling him.
So that when those people are out there fighting the good fight and they go home frustrated and tired and just feeling like they want to take a life themselves, hopefully they can find peace and escape in my music to fight another day.
So what are you doing for the Black Lives Matter movement?
I'm being me. I'm surviving.
What are you doing for the BLM movement? Are you fucking kidding me? Dog, are you kidding me? Wow.
I'm me. I'm half black. I'm a part of this culture. What you talking about?
Well, the interview ended in a pretty good way with seemingly no animosity. All of the commenters were turning on Charlamagne, talking about how rude he was, and Logic fans clearly were not happy with him. For a while, though, it seemed like nothing really big came of these interviews other than the response from the fans. However, this all changed in 2019 when Logic dropped his song titled Clickbait. In the song, he says, I don't do the Breakfast Club because Charlamagne is shameless. That's the only one I leave out when I run my bases. Do your research before you call somebody homophobic. You make a living off of controversy and you know it. In response to this verse, Charlamagne made Logic the donkey of the day, which is just...
What? But that's all facts, though. Like, how you gonna get mad for someone if all you do is like, well, I'm just saying stuff that you said, and I'm this to the, and it's like, I can't stand his lisp and shit anyway, but he's the donkey of the day goes to Logic for calling me out for being a cloud chasing clickbaiter.
It's a segment they have on the Breakfast Club where they highlight people doing stupid things.
Donkey of the day for Friday, May 10th, a young biracial rapper named Sir Robert Bryson Hall II, known to the world as Logic. I don't have anything against Logic. I don't know Logic personally. Met him a couple times when he came to the Breakfast Club. Don't listen to his music. Don't find him appealing. In fact, I am so committed to not listening to Logic that he once put my favorite hip-hop group of all time, Wu-Tang Clan, on the record, and I did not listen.
And of course, in this...
Okay, now that's just weird. Even if I'm not like a great fan of a specific rapper, if they do a collab with my favorite rap group, I'm probably gonna check it out. Like, you just come off as a fucking super hater, dog. Like, again, not a Logic fan, but if he does a track with my favorite rapper or rap group, I'm gonna check it out. Why the fuck not? That's just more material from your favorite rappers, but I'm not even gonna listen to it because this guy looks white and it's his song. Fucking retard.
Segment, Charlamagne was just roasting Logic even more. Charlamagne also broke down the lyrics, saying that he agrees he's shameless, but pointing out that the reason Logic hasn't been on isn't by choice, but rather the...
So you gave him donkey of the day, but then you admitted that he was right. So okay. So I feel like that's pretty good for the interview stuff that I kind of, there's so many, we could keep going with that. Maybe I'll do like a part 2 of that, but I kind of want to switch gears a little bit here, and because it's something else I want to talk about. It will be quick. It's another one of this kid's videos, actually. So Let's check this out. Where do I go? Maddie Balls. What a weird name. So, but you know, I've got to show this kid's channel because I'm playing his videos anyway. But the worst interviews in No Jumper history. Yeah, I think we've kind of touched bases on the interview portion. But I do want to play videos. Where is it? this little Jack Harlow section. Now again, not the biggest fan of Jack Harlow. I think I remember who the fuck was it? Like DJ
Jack Harlow was
Drama or something, brought him on like Sway in the Mornings. I forget. But back in the day, I remember him being like a young kid with glasses and nerdy, and people like, yo, he's gonna be the next big thing. Hey, bro, 100%. Like, I'm gonna check out a song, like, even if it's someone I think is whack, bro. Perfect example. If fucking A-Fan did a song with like who's a good example? If A-Fan did a song with like Redman, I'm gonna check it out, dog. I'm gonna check it out for Redman's verse, okay? And again, so like not the biggest Jack Harlow fan, but basically what I want to get into, it's not really about him, but it's a good like jumping off point, I'd say. So we're gonna play a little bit of this. Basically, it just talks about him a little bit and him being successful. It's like his earlier roots, and shout out to Drewski though, because I don't know this dude really. I don't know. He might be a weirdo. I've never watched any of his content for real. What's weird? Okay, I do have to say this real quick. What's strange is, I guess, this dude Drewski and I Show Speed have been in Boston this last week streaming, and I Show Speed's been walking around freestyling to people in Boston this week. You can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. We literally just did our first live podcast, our first live Unscripted Logic in Boston, walking around freestyling and battling people, and literally the same week, all of a sudden these big streamers are walking around Boston, and I'm like, bro, what? Like, you can't make this shit. No, I'm not saying they saw us and copied it, but it's just crazy to me. It always seems to be that. It's like, it's always like, even in like battle shit, even like the bars, even like bars I write and stuff, and titles of things, stuff I do in songs. It's like, I'm always like ahead of the curve, I feel like. And shit I do becomes something and other people do it like right after. It's crazy. Respectfully, drop the link. Not right now. Not right now. Maybe a little later. But I'm in the middle of a show, dog. I got shit to say.
Really known then. I just heard about
I'm not getting sidetracked.
him, and he was like, yo, I'm going on this small tour. And I went on tour with him. We were on a bus with like a whole bunch of people.
So I'm gonna skip this part, but apparently he met Jack Harlow. He like believed in him. They went on tour together and shit, and you know, blah 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 blah. He becomes famous, and trying to get to maybe like the middle point where, so you know, he's making songs and blah 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 blah.
His personality, humor, and viral moments with Drewski were instrumental in launching his career. And another big part of his launch, aside from his social media virality, was the release of the song "What's Poppin'" that I mentioned earlier. This song was accompanied.
Bro, I don't understand that. Like, I don't go live much. I haven't went live in like over a week. I decide to go live. People pull up and ask me to drop a link. You can go live. If you have something to talk about, you can go live. Okay? This is what my comment was about the other day. I said, motherfuckers be bored, go live for no reason, with no topics and nothing to talk about. I'm sorry that Yo-Yo is not around anymore. I'm sorry that there's not just random lives happening for people to pull up and kick it. I don't know. Get some hobbies, get some friends, do your own fucking show. I don't care. You know? Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. So I'm sorry that no one's going to pull up to your live, but don't come to my live and call me a lame because I won't immediately drop the link and let you go with it. So now we're going to continue with my show. Okay?
In with a Lyrical Lemonade music video, who at the time was well known for putting artists
For
on.
real.
The track
Like,
placed
what the
top
fuck?
10 in Billboard's Hot 100, led to a remix with DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne, and also even got nominated for Best Rap Performance at the Grammy Awards. It basically took Jack from a popular up-and-comer with a few good songs to a mainstream artist worthy of collabs with some of the biggest names in the genre, and it even landed him a spot in the 2020 XXL freshman class.
So this is just talking about his rise and shit. What we want to get to is when people started hating on him because he got successful. There's this weird thing that happens, right? Where it's like when you're a no name and you're an up and comer, people root for you when you're the local kid that hasn't made it yet. Everyone roots for you on the way up. Then you get a little poppin' with a song like "What's Poppin'." And again, like not the biggest Jack Harlow fan. He's got a couple. So I like his beat selection is fire. He's got some fire beats. He can rap. He can definitely rap. He's got some good flows. He's got some bars that I'm like, okay, I kind of actually fuck with the message there and shit. Like, like stay hydrated. Use protection if you're banging these thotties and cut certain people out, their bad energies. Like, don't even hang around people if they're not doing nothing to better you and shit. Like, I fuck with that. But as it usually goes, people just start hating on you once you become big. So I want to talk about this specifically. Just a thing. Okay, I'll play a little more.
Hostile. Maybe it's the fuel from them fossils?
Undeniably, the album was a pretty weak album from a rapping and production standpoint. Like, it was far from groundbreaking. The album also received mixed reviews from critics, but honestly, the place that I saw the most hate was on Twitter, and they were pretty ruthless. In the span of just months, it went from people talking about how everyone loved Jack Harlow to every single outlet talking about how much hate he was getting online because of this album. People were saying things like, the Jack Harlow push was crazy. He received a sneaker deal, was on every magazine cover, was on every talk show, did SNL, tried to sing, and in return, he dropped a mid-album in between Future and Kendrick Lamar. You can tell the industry is pushing him very hard to be the next pop star. Jack pushes zero boundaries in his music. I don't feel like I miss anything not listening.
Okay, that sentence right there, okay? I don't understand this sentiment, and I see it only for specific artists, right? Like, bro, turn on the radio anytime in the last 10 years, listen to 90% of mainstream hip hop. Is it pushing any boundaries? Talking about wet ass pussy is pushing boundaries? Or is it just a fucking catchy tune that sounds kind of cool? And half of them don't even have that. Half of them can't even check that box. But for some reason, people love to throw this at certain rappers, critique only certain people, right? And be like, oh yeah, they make pop music, but they're not pushing any boundaries. What the fuck are you talking about? Not all music needs to be pushing boundaries.
To him. I don't remember who exactly said it, but around this time, someone said that Jack Harlow just feels like a watered down, more boring version.
This guy looks like Jack. For real.
Drake. And honestly, I agree. His raps weren't really anything special. His instrumentals were very Drake-esque.
Salute. Hit the like button.
It was just pretty boring. It wasn't even like he made a bad album or something or did something wrong. People just hated him because of the album being so painfully plain and boring that people were fed up. Come Home the Kids Miss You, despite its commercial success, was the beginning of the end for Jack Harlow. One of the biggest criticisms of Jack Harlow around this time is that he went too pop, and I sort of agree. His music was never too underground or unique to begin with, but he definitely doubled down on the pop rap type of music to keep that commercially successful money coming in. However, I think after all of that criticism, he heard that and wanted to prove to rap fans that he still really could rap and put out some good music. So Jack Harlow got to work and began putting together his third studio album, Jackman, which interestingly enough is his first name, Jackman. I don't know, that's just a strange name to me. Normally it's like Jack or Jackson or something, but I guess. Anyway, it was somewhat of a surprise drop with not much of a rollout, and the album cover gives off a vibe of being back home as it was shot in Louisville, Kentucky, and the cover just made it seem like he was going to try to go back to his roots. And he did, as he put out a fully fledged rap album with 10 cuts featuring soulful loops and boom bap production to prove he's a real artist. On this project, Jack tried to get deep and introspective, which did woo a...
These ads, bro.
Does he do this every time? Ever since the biscuits got bigger.
He's talking. He's literally just, hey, you didn't leave. You're still here talking to yourself, bro. So salute to that.
Rap fans, but not enough. Hip Hop DX said, alas, despite the attempts of introspection, there's not enough to redeem this record. Jackman is the album version of listening to the kid in class deliver a book report about a novel he didn't read. But once...
Wow. So literally, everyone's critique of this dude and his music is that he's not pushing any boundaries. It's not like real hip hop. It's just like pop songs. So he listens to the criticism and then he's like, all right, you know what? Let me go back to like pure hip hop. Let me do some like bar shit. No, you know, truthfully, I've never listened to the album, so I don't know. I don't have an honest critique of the songs. I feel like I don't need to. I don't even need to hear it. And I feel like most of these people saying what they're saying, I feel like they didn't even listen to it. They just wanna like say shit, you know? It's like if it's popular and it's a pop song, oh, he went pop, he don't do real hip hop. He makes an album trying to appease those people, and they go, oh, it's like a kid doing a book report on something he didn't read because you can't make hood music if you're not from the hood. And it's like, bro, you can't. And my point is, it's ironic that we got someone here at this moment that I'm not doing what they want me to do, so they have all these critiques of me, right? It's funny because that's literally the point I wanted to get to in playing this video, is that stop trying to appease people that don't give a fuck. They don't like you anyway. They're never gonna be like, oh yes, I am a fan of you. They're always gonna have some critique every time you do or don't do what they want you to. So fuck people like that. Thank you for sticking around, because there was literally my point of playing this video, is that I sound like this and you sound like a reptilian that didn't make it past second grade. Okay?
It's the class to think he's an expert on. So Jack Harlow made another misstep. He tried to appeal to a more niche audience after all of the criticism, but it didn't really hit like that hard for the rap fans. Of course, people liked it, but you know, they didn't love it. It wasn't some Kanye stuff. On top of that, it did work.
But it's funny, I literally have it, and the title of the live is dealing with disrespect. A motherfucker comes in and just starts disrespecting me. It's like literally, this is what I'm talking about.
Commercially, because it was less poppy than his other music. So he really did miss both crowds, which resulted in less streams. The album debuted at 8 on the Billboard 200 and sold 33,000 units first week, which was weaker than both his debut and sophomore project. The idea that him trying to rap and get all deep not working can be seen very clearly when right after this album came out and didn't do well, he put out another pop rap type of song called Lovin' on Me, where he sampled Whatever by Cadillac Dale. Going back to the first class style of pop rap songs, he debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. This song also went crazy on TikTok, with a sample being probably the catchiest part about the song. And what's actually really funny is this song, to me at least, sounded very similar to The Motto by Drake. Just listen to like the first 2 seconds of each song.
It does sound. All right, you know what? All right, you know what? Well, okay. I want to hear what's so pressing that you have to say. I'm so pussy. I'm scared. I'm scared to have a conversation. No, I was trying to give my audience a show. Apparently, you don't understand that. So hold on. Here's the link. Let's see what's so fucking pressing that we need to hear immediately. Oh my God, bro. What on earth could possibly be happening that's so urgent that Infamous needs to get off his chest at this very moment? There's the link. There's the link. Still haven't hit it. Still haven't hit it. Just like every girl you've ever had a crush on, still haven't hit it. Still haven't hit it. Yeah. You know, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You do a live about the exact shit. People pull up. He's begging for the link the whole fucking time. I drop it. He don't even hit it. Exactly my fucking point. Okay. But we got Wig in the building, so I'm gonna let him up.
Nah, yeah, you know, salute, you know, I'm with the bullshit. I hit the link just to see if he was gonna pull up. He doing all that shit talking while you running the show. He mad as shit.
I know, bro. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even flat out say no. I said, all right, like, you know, maybe a little later. I'm in the middle, you know,
right.
Cover something. Then I'll open up the panel later. But
damn, yo, the link's there. Infamous, hit the panel, man. I'm gonna go back to the comments. I'm gonna let you finish the show, man. Salute though, Pablo, man. Blessings to you and your family, man. Take it easy, bro. You already know.
Lessons. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even being like, this isn't a stream trashing people. This is just, I don't know, man. I don't know. They did all that talk and they didn't even hit the link. So what can you do? You know, I knew he wasn't gonna though, because he after all that, what do you even have to say? Nothing. So I don't know why you were begging for the link for. I'm gonna pause.
Man, y'all don't get it, do you?
The drum patterns sound very similar. And on top of that one,
I mean, it does. Like, those tracks do have like a similar tone, but they were probably produced by the same Bro, did you know like 93% of pop songs on the radio are all written by the same two guys? I'm dead ass. Dead ass. One's like a German dude. Fuck, I always forget their names. And but literally, it's like this one old like Austrian guy, and then there's some other. I think he's like an Asian dude or something. But literally, like every big chart-topping pop song of the last like 15 years, they've written all of them. It's fucking insane. So if it's like, well, these kind of sound similar, it's like, well, no shit, it's probably all written by the same fucking people, produced by the same people. You know, I did see I saw Machine Gun Kelly talking about this, and again, I know I keep bringing up people that it's like, respectfully, their music isn't the best, but it's just they said something I agree with, or you know, so it's not even about his music, respectfully. I was actually gonna do a review on MGK's new album. I don't know if you listened to it yet, but because I had something to say about that. But he said something about like making an album and or making like a song, right? And then other people trying to recreate the sound, they'll fly in the same engineer, the same producer, the same collaborators, the same. It's like, bro, you can have all the same ingredients, but you can't like recreate stuff like that by just bringing in, we'll get the dream team, and it's like, you can't force magic like that. Like when you're in a studio and shit just like works and it just happens, or like, oh, this engineer, like maybe these people just had like chemistry together making music. You know, you can't just like force that by, I'm gonna fly this producer out and this engineer and this guy to play. It's like, bro, the ketchup on mayonnaise on that beat. Oh yeah.
Man, y'all don't get it, do you?
The drum patterns sound very similar. And on top of that, one of the top comments on the motto is, the drum pattern used in the track for Lovin' on Me by Jack Harlow reminded me of this song. So clearly, him and the audience knew that pop songs were what worked. After this, though, Jack Harlow has only put out 4 singles in the last 2 years, which is kind of strange. He's done a little bit of acting, but he isn't doing a ton with the momentum that he used to have when it comes to his music career.
But see, that's another problem, bro. I swear, it's like, people have this expectation, right, that once you get popping with music, that you're just supposed to just keep releasing shit. And the momentum, like the thing about like these days, people forget fucking 2 days later. Like you could drop an album and 2 days later they're talking about something else. They forgot that you even dropped that out. Like, you know, people move on so quick these days that it's like, to really have like momentum, you'd have to drop a song like every fucking 2 weeks, dog. You have a song that's like a hit on the radio. As soon as they stop playing it on the radio, people forget. So it's like, I don't know. I don't agree with just pumping out music just for the sake of it, bro. I don't think we've ever, in the history of albums, I don't think we've ever got a great album just by forcing an artist to create more. You're on a deadline, or you got to keep up this momentum, release more, and just force to be like, go create, go paint a Pickasso. Like, what, bro? You can't force magic. Like, just let him chill. If he's not feeling making music, he's not feeling it right now. And whatever song. So here's what I don't get, right? The criticism before when it is, oh, he only makes pop music. He tries to appease those people, mixes it up, and he's like, oh, let me do some more like hip hop heavy shit. The people don't fuck with it. They're like, oh, who is this guy? He's too nerdy to make like real hip hop. So then he's just like kind of chills on making music, like goes back to the pop shit because he's like, oh, this is what works. You know, clearly there's a fan base, and you know, this works. But he don't drop like consistently, and now that's the issue. Well, how come he's only released 4 songs into like you can't win. You can't win with these people. Okay,